Hey guys, welcome back. I cannot believe that it is already the end of the month again, and I'm sharing with you guys my favorite beauty products from this month of March. So I have a ton of things to talk about. I always feel like I say that, and I also have some products that did not work out for me this month that I wanted to share with you guys. I know I don't normally share that with you guys, not because I don't want to, but for the most part, most of the things that I buy I usually like, but there were some things that didn't really work out for me as much, or I kind of changed my mind about some of them. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this, and I feel like I don't even know where to start because I have stuff scattered everywhere. And some of these I may have talked about in previous favorites. This is just all of the makeup that I have been loving. So the first thing, which I do know that I have talked about this in several different favorites, this is my all-time favorite dewy foundation. My all-time favorite like semi-matte or long-wearing foundation is still my Revlon Color Stay. This is great if you have dry skin. So those of you guys that are oily, this might not work for you, or maybe this would be a good foundation to mix with like your more matte full coverage foundations like the Revlon Color Stay. A new product that I fell in love with is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. This concealer is amazing, and I highly recommend this to anybody that likes a really full coverage concealer that is also moisturizing. Now, I know if you are oily skin, maybe this might not work for you. It might have a tendency to settle in fine lines, but if you are dry, like normal to dry, this will work perfect. If you find that the Tarte Shape Tape is too drying for you, get this, because this has just as much coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but it's not, I don't know, this isn't drying on me, but I could see where that could be drying on some skin types. So yeah, this is awesome. The shade that I have in this is in shade 100. It's just a great concealer. I am so in love with it. Two primers that I have been loving. The Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. This primer is awesome if you have dry skin. It's very moisturizing if you have dry patches. I feel like I just keep saying the same thing about this thing, but this is such an amazing primer if you have dry skin. Like I said, it does like smooth down dry patches. Very hydrating. If you're oily, this is too much for you. It's gonna be greasy, but if you're dry, it's perfect. And then the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer, the dewy one, this is awesome. I love this, which I've told you guys this before, but I love this more than the Physicians Formula Spotlight. I think if you are oily, get Spotlight because it's not as moisturizing as the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy. If you are dry, pick up the Dewy. I love using this underneath my Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage. Like this, I haven't actually used this underneath my Revlon Color Stay. I need to do that next because it looks beautiful underneath this foundation. And this is pretty matte on me, like matte looking. I mean, it's not as matte as my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, but it's more matte than my Revlon Color Stay, I feel like. But this helps to make it look more dewy, and I don't know, I love this combo together. So yeah, this has been a big favorite. I've been getting back into trying to use sunscreens, like trying to use a sunscreen underneath my foundation on a daily basis. I've started to notice that I'm getting some little sunspots over here, like some age spots, and I need to be very religious about applying sunscreen even if I'm not in the sun. I know my mom always talks about that, like always wear sunscreen even if you're not in the sun. And I need to get back into that regimen. So I've been using my Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence. This sunscreen is amazing. I get this on Amazon because it's sold in Japan, but if a lot of sunscreens feel really greasy and heavy underneath your foundations, or if they cause your foundations to break up and separate, then you need this in your life because this sunscreen does not do that. It seeps into the skin, it feels like a primer, and this would be great for people that have dry or oily skin. So a lot of times I use this in combination with whatever like face moisturizer I'm using, and and I have been currently using this First Day Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. So I usually use both of these in combination, and that is not too heavy on my skin at all. And I'll link everything down below that I'm talking about today to make it easier for you guys to find, or if you forgot what I mentioned, you can just check that out down there. I have been loving these two makeup setting sprays. I've been using these a ton. The Urban Decay All Nighter, I like to use this at the end after I get done doing my makeup to just give my makeup a little bit more of like a dewy finish, and this also helps to make your makeup last all day long. Highly recommend this stuff. It is just my favorite makeup setting spray. I mean, I have drugstore ones that I also like, but this is just my holy grail makeup setting spray. With this MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, I have been loving this as like a mixing medium with my eyeshadows. So if I have an eyeshadow that I want to use wet, like my baked eyeshadows in my BH Cosmetics, I almost said Galaxy Chic, in my BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, I like to use this with that. I used to have the Galaxy Chic, but I ended up getting rid of that palette when I decluttered because I never used that. But this would be good to use with that palette too. Any type of eyeshadow that you want to intensify, this is great. I do use this on my face sometimes, but I mostly like using this with my eyeshadows to intensify them. My two setting powders that are my favorite this past month is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Ticket to Brazil, Reserve Your Cabana, and the loose setting powder that I have been enjoying is this Milani Radiant loose setting powder. This, I like to use this on days when I want my foundation to look super radiant. This is also a really beautiful powder for a nice highlight as well. If you are oily, I would recommend just using this as a highlight, but if you are dry and want your skin to look extra radiant, this is beautiful. I used this in my makeup tutorial from last week, like that radiant, youthful, glowy foundation routine. So yeah, this is key in that routine. So yeah, I've been loving that. And on days when I want to look radiant but not too over the top, I like to use this. I know that the name of this product says bronzer, but this is not a bronzer. This is a highlight. And I've had several of you guys tell me that you like to use this as a setting powder. So I started using this as a setting powder and I fell in love with this. I also, over the month, picked up the Milani Prep Set and Glow, and I wanted to mention this because this is kind of a product that I didn't like as much. One of the products that didn't really work out for me. It's not a bad setting powder, but I feel like for my skin tone, I just enjoy the Wet n Wild one better. So if you're warm skin tone, get this. If you're cool skin toned, I think you would really enjoy this Milani Prep Set and Glow. Can you guys like see a theme in this? Like, it's super glowy stuff. My favorite bronzer of the month is still this L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. I've still been in love with this. It's a beautiful bronzer, semi-matte bronzer. So pretty. Contouring palettes that I have been loving. The BH Cosmetics Studio Pro. I have been enjoying this. It's such a great matte contour palette. It doesn't look chalky on your face at all. It blends nice. It doesn't look patchy. It has the right pigmentation, and this contour palette is great for people with fair skin. If you are dark skin tone, this isn't gonna be dark enough for you, but I love the highlights in here. I love the contours. I like to use this shade to bronze and a little bit of this for contouring. And I love these two powders up here for setting my under eye area sometimes. And this is also nice if you want a highlight that's not shimmery, this really light white. These also make great eyeshadows. Like, they're just so pigmented, so nice. They're not powdery. I'm just in love with this palette and I'm so glad that I picked it up. Highly recommend it. Another contouring palette that I have been enjoying is the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette. Now with this, I wish I would use the other shades a little more. I wish that this was a little lighter for me. The one that I tend to use the most is this shade here. And this is just the perfect, I'm gonna kind of cover the mirror up because I feel like it's blinding you guys. But this is just the perfect like bronzer slash contour shade. So on days when I want a more natural kind of look, I like to use this. And since this is a cream product, it's best if you apply this before you set your foundation. But yeah, I have been in love with this. I need to do a tutorial with this because I don't know. I may have used this in one Get Ready With Me, but I have been using this a ton outside of YouTube, like on a daily basis. I love this. I have fallen in love with the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, and I know a lot of you guys are in love with this palette too. I'm still planning on doing more looks with this palette. Let me get this thing. I always just about drop this thing. It's just kind of big. But yeah, I have so many more looks I want to do with this. It's just a gorgeous palette. If you have been on the fence about this, I highly recommend it. It's so pigmented and you get so many different versatile shades. Like I've told you guys before, you can do really natural looks with this and you can do really pretty out there colorful looks. It's just gorgeous, and I love the highlight shade in this as well. It's just a really pretty, almost like a duochrome white gold. It's just so gorgeous, and yeah, highly recommend it. Some other highlights that I have been using a lot over the month, the Maybelline Master Strobing Stick. I like to use this on days, kind of like the e.l.f. Contour Cream Contour Palette. I like to use this on days when I'm doing a more natural look, or on days when I want my highlight to be super intense. I'll put this down first and then I'll go over top of it with a powder highlight. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. The Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Blossom Glow. This is, if you like really intense highlights and you are a fair skin tone, this is gorgeous. This would also be really pretty on dark skin tones too. It's just that with these Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlights, a lot of the shades I cannot use because they're too dark. This shade I can use, and I know they have one that's lighter than this. I can't think of the shade on that, but I need to pick that one up too because that one looks really pretty. It's almost like a white silver color. But yeah, this is gorgeous. It's a really pretty like pink, shimmery, like super intense highlight. So yeah, like on days when I want my highlight to look super intense, I use this. And then kind of like in conjunction with this, on days when I want to, I don't know, when I want to use like a liquid highlight, I've been using this. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Highlight. And it's kind of the same sort of shade as this Blossom Glow, just a little less intense. And once again, I like to use this on days when I'm doing a more natural look, but it's really pretty. I love this highlight. Like really all of these highlights that I just mentioned, they're all kind of like in the same color family, like that pinkish white kind of highlight. Okay, I forgot to mention this, but my e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder, I've been getting back into using this to set my under eye concealer, and this is just a really lightweight under eye setting powder. So if you have trouble with your concealers creasing or not lasting, pick this up because it just really smooths out that area and it keeps your concealers from creasing. So yeah, my favorite mascara combo of the month has been this Essence Lash Princess mixed with the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I've just been in love with this combo, and it's so funny because when I first got this mascara, the Essence Lash Princess, I really wasn't into it that much. I didn't really like it. I didn't feel like it did much to my lashes. But my friend April here on YouTube, her channel is One of Makeup. I'll link her down below. She raves about this. This is her favorite, or one of her favorite mascaras. So I was like, I need to just try that again. Maybe it's gotten a little better. Maybe it's kind of dried out a little bit. I do enjoy this now. I think this is one of those mascaras that gets better like once, you know, it's kind of been out, like opened for a little bit, it kind of dries out. But my favorite way to use this is actually in conjunction with this mascara. I feel like these two together just create like a really nice, like your lashes look long and full. This is the combo that I have on my lashes today. So if you've picked this up and you haven't been a super fan of it, try it with this mascara because like this combo is just so nice. Makes your lashes look super full and long. So yeah, been loving those. Lip products. I have several lip products that I have been loving. These Hard Candy Cashmere Silks, like I picked up this one in Creme Brulee. last month and fell in love with this and I can't remember if I picked these up last month or this month, because I may have had these also in last month's favorites, I'm not sure. But I picked up these other two colors in Buttercream and Macaroon, and I have just been loving all of these colors. Like, they're so pretty, and I love this formula. It's like a lipstick gloss. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the gloss is really opaque and it's long wearing on your lips. Like, for being a gloss, it's long wearing. It just feels so comfortable. It makes your lips look juicy. I love these colors. So yeah, been in love with these. And then like another lipstick gloss type of product that I have been loving is this Milani Amore Shine. And this is in the shade Delight 01. And it's the color I have on my lips. Like, the lip combo I have on today is this with the Lancome lip liner in Ideal. But I love the color of this. It's so pretty. I mean, it is like a metallic kind of lip color, but it doesn't look bad. It looks nice on your lips. Like, I feel like it makes your lips look juicy, and I don't know, I really like it. And I really like the applicator. I don't feel like my camera's focusing right. Hopefully my camera's focusing on this. And I really like the applicator on this. Like, it's kind of pointy up top, but at the same time it's kind of curved, so it hugs your lips. So yeah, and I find that this is fairly long wearing as well for like a glossy product. Blushes. The BH Cosmetics Classic Blush Palette. I have been loving this, using it a ton. It is long wearing. The colors are beautiful. They're great everyday colors. I feel like this would suit so many different skin tones. So yeah, been loving this. And my favorite colors in here so far, this shade, this one, and this one. Those are like the ones that I usually gravitate towards. I mean, they're all beautiful, but those are the ones that I use the most in this palette. And then this color kind of goes along with this palette as well, but the NYX Blush in Angel, I've been enjoying this again. I think I told you guys this either in a get ready with me or maybe in another favorites video, but I never really used this blush whenever I was brunette, but once I went back blonde, I just fell in love with this blush again. I don't know, there's something about the color of this that just looks really nice with blonde hair, so love this. And then my last favorites before I get to the products that didn't really work for me. This is my favorite like liner combo of the month. The Tarte Tarteist Double Take Liner. I love this. This liner is so good. If you want a liner that is super jet black, this is your liner. It's just so nice. And it's so easy to work with because the pen is just so saturated with product. It's just so intense. I love it. And I like the fact that it also has like a retractable pencil on the other end. So like sometimes if I want to use this on my lower lash line, I'll use it there. I don't really use it on my upper lashes, and I don't find that the pencil is like a good pencil to smoke out. The pencil that is my favorite for like smudging or using it to smoke out liquid liner is this Wet n Wild On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil. This is the black one, and it is so good for like doing smudgy liner. Like, it's so black and it's really nice. So yeah, I've been enjoying this combo. It's what I used on my eyes today for my liner. Okay, the products that didn't really work out for me. The BH Cosmetics Liquid Foundation, the Naturally Flawless. I liked this foundation so much when I first applied it. I thought it looked really good. Like, it looked really nice and natural on the skin, but had great coverage. But throughout the day, this just did not hold up on me. Like, it wore off around my mouth and on my nose. So maybe I'll try to use this with like a long wearing foundation, like as a mixer. But I don't know, because I mean, it's like with my Revlon Color Stay, it already has great coverage, so I don't know if I'd want to really mix it with that. I don't really know. I'll have to experiment with this and see what I think, but yeah, this was kind of a flop for me. I didn't like that. And then another BH Cosmetics product that I just didn't really like is this Backlight Highlight 6 color palette. And I was hoping that with these highlights that they would be a little more like pastel, I guess, because they're intense. And I know that like this is creative, you know, to do like an intense like color for your highlight. But another reason why the biggest reason why I'm not a fan of this is the fact that they are very chunky. Like they're a chunky kind of shimmer, and they're the type of highlight that just accentuates every like bump or pore on your face. Like it just doesn't look good on my skin, like on my skin type. If you have very smooth skin that doesn't have any bumps or wrinkles or pores, maybe you would love this, but for me, it doesn't really work. I want to use this as eyeshadows though, to see how it works as eyeshadows, because I think it would be really pretty. Like it's a spring, like doing a spring eyeshadow like look with it. So I'll have to experiment and use it, like I said, as eyeshadows. But yeah, this was a flop for me. I didn't really like that. So if you're like me when it comes to highlights, I don't think you would enjoy that. And then with the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Waterproof Brow Pomades, I'm on the fence about these. It's like the more I use this, the less I like it, because it's starting to get really dried out now. Like the first day that I used this, like in my BH Cosmetics kind of first impression get ready with me, like it worked really good. Like it went on super smooth. I liked it better than my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomades. But like now it's like I said, the more I use it, the more dried out it gets, the harder it is to use. So I don't really know. I've been starting to just use my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomades, because even though these get a little dried out, like they're still more creamy than the BH Cosmetics now that they've been open longer. So yeah. And I told you guys this in my makeup tutorial of this look, but I want to pick up the Benefit pomade. I think it's called Cabrow. I want to pick that up at the VIB sale to see if I like that better than these maybe, because I just haven't found a good drugstore alternative. I mean, I haven't used a lot of different drugstore pomades, so you guys will have to let me know if you have and which ones you enjoy, because like I said, this just dried out too quick. Those were all of my favorite products for this past month of March. If you guys do enjoy my favorites videos, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope that you guys have a great month of April. I'm so ready for spring and summer. I'm ready for some warm, sunny weather. I'm sick of just cloudy, cold weather. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye-bye.